everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Barnyard Wizard coming to you from the beautiful South Texas Rio Grande Valley with a highly anticipated review of the Kubota L2501 hydrostatic. All right, so here's a quick shot from the driver's seat. Sweet cup holder. Many beers have been in there. All right, let's fire this up. Yeah! Woo! I think sounds awesome. So let's start off with a rig rundown. What do we got? We got the L2501, obviously. As you can see, with the L526 front loader on it. I opted for the R14 tires, and I also got it equipped with the Land Pride FDR 1660 finish mower. Why did I make these choices? Well, this rig is primarily my lawnmower. I live on about 6 acres, and I have about 3.5 to cut. I wanted these tires to start because I didn't want to chew up the lawn so much. The R1 ag tires obviously wouldn't be a good choice. The R4s are still a little bit too aggressive. I wanted a little bit of an aggressive look on the tractor itself, so I didn't want the turf tires. And because I got the loader, I needed some traction, so I ended up with the R14s. Just to continue again on these tires, like I said, I made this choice because I mow lawn. I didn't want it to eat up the lawn. For the most part, they do a great job. They do not tear the lawn up. Very easy on the lawn, except when you have the loader up and the wheels start spinning, of course. Then you start tearing stuff up. Why did I go with Kubota? Well, I'm typically a John Deere guy. I recently had a John Deere 755 in 1987. Had a massive oil leak on it, so I had to get rid of it. I was fed up with used tractors, so I said, I'm going to go ahead and buy myself a brand new tractor. Here in southern Texas, it seems like Kubota has a massive presence. You ride around from farm to farm, property to property, you see orange everywhere. There's very little green. Dealership location and presence in proximity to my house, there's like 2 dealers, very close. Also, I mean, the deals, 0% APR, you can't find that anywhere. Why an L series? So they say the L series is basically an economy tractor. For me, having grown up on a farm, driving 1960s and 70s Minneapolis Moline, this thing is basically a Cadillac from what I'm used to. So I wanted a compact tractor because I have 6 acres. I wanted a front loader. I didn't want to go into the BX series because it is too small, I thought, and the loader wouldn't be very effective. You know, at the end of the day, this is a pretty small tractor as well. So I really wanted a bigger frame as compared to the BX. And at the end of the day, the BX and the L series are very similar in cost. Why else? I wanted to evade the emission systems. I needed to stay under the 25 horsepower. This has a 24.8 horsepower engine. So that was a big reason. And really, at the end of the day, since this is going to be a mower, like how big of a tractor do I really need at the end of the day? It needs to be practical to get around the yard. What I like most about this tractor is the hydrostatic drive. I initially went into this thinking that I was going to be able to get the DT, the gear drive, to save some money, wouldn't be an issue. That would have been a huge mistake. The hydrostack, mowing lawn with the hydrostat is the way to go. It is incredibly easy. It's incredibly convenient, and it makes the whole experience worthwhile. Another reason why I like this is that it just, the whole overall build quality, it just feels like a tank. It feels very robust. It feels very well put together. It's well grounded. It's very safe. It feels just like a very well built machine. What else? Fuel economy. The fuel economy seems to be great on this little 24.8 diesel. I think I've got 23 hours on it, and I maybe put 2 full tanks of gas through it. So I think it does great. What else? The loader. So this is a love-hate, the loader. The ease of taking this loader off is as advertised. It's very easy to take it off. Less than 5 minutes, you can be riding around without this loader. We can talk a little bit later about why I dislike the loader as well. And you could probably imagine it has something to do with putting it back on. But anyway, back to what I like. One of the last points is that the 4-wheel drive on this thing is pretty awesome, and it is essential. All right, I mean, this small little tractor, especially with the loader on front, the loader, and again, this is like a love-hate as well. The loader, it's heavy. It's heavy for this little tractor. You absolutely have to have a ballast on the back of some sort in order for it to be effective. If for some reason you do mow with the loader on, it's not recommended, of course, but hey, if you got to go out and clean up a little area real quick and you don't feel like taking the loader off for reasons why I'll get into a little bit, you could almost get stuck in little holes, because when you have the mower down and the boom of the loader up, the weight distribution is terrible, and you get yourself in situations where these back wheels are pretty much off the ground at times, and the wheels spin, especially when you're going around turns too. You go around some sharp turns with the loader up and the mower down, you'll see those wheels spinning. It's a struggle at times. And again, by all means, you shouldn't have the loader on when you're mowing, but just making the point. All right, on to some things that I dislike about this tractor. Back to the loader is getting it back on. Now, this could be user error, all right? And especially after you're working a long day, you're out in the sun, maybe you're a little hangry. You got to put this loader on after you did all your work because you don't want to leave it outside. Man, sometimes it could be a bear. It could be a pain in the ass. You got to line it up perfectly. You got to drop it down perfectly. And there's no way you're getting it in the first time. All right. You definitely got to go one pin, get one pin in, then do some extra maneuverability to get the other pin in. It's not the best system. That being said, there are a lot worse systems, I'm sure. It does work, but it's not the best. All right, 4-wheel drive. I know I said it's a love and it's a must, but honestly, engaging and disengaging the 4-wheel drive, it could be a pain in the ass. If you're not in the right location, if you're not, whatever, your hydrostat isn't lined up properly, your gears aren't lined up properly, it's a pain in the butt. You got to go backwards, forwards, get it to click in. And you got to make sure that your hydrostat is in neutral when you do it and the clutch is pushed down. It doesn't go in easy. And I think that's very similar for most tractors, but I'm being nitpicky, I guess. Foot space. All right, I'm 6'6". I got size 13s. When I'm wearing boots, my feet get caught in between this clutch and this fender all the time. Pain in the ass. And also on the other side, the hydrostat pedal, my foot gets caught up in there too. Is it terrible? No. It's just another nitpicky thing. Like I said, I'm 6'6", so in the cab itself, sitting on the seat, I got plenty of room. No issues there. Another negative would be power loss. So, yeah, the 24.8 diesel engine seems strong. You run it through some thicker grass, and I'm not talking about knee-high, thigh-high fields of grass. I'm talking about some thick, plush grass on your lawn that may be like 5 inches, 6 inches high, and you're probably cutting it 3 inches. If it gets super thick, it bogs down. It bogs down. And I don't know if that's really the tractor's fault or the mower's fault. I would have to say it's the tractor's fault because it's the one putting the power to the mower. But it can bog down. That said, on regular grass that's not super thick, you keep it nice and trim, zips right through it. Your pedal to the metal in medium hydrostat gear rips right through it. So, and it cuts very nice. It doesn't bounce around. It's a nice mow. Anyways, back to the tractor. Again, I spoke briefly about it before. The front loader imbalance with these small tractors is a problem. I won't go back into that, but you definitely need the ballast on the back. And finally, my biggest gripe with this is the PTO. Like I said earlier, I'm used to these Moline tractors that used to have the handle on the side where you just throw it in, you engage it. This, you have a clutch, PTO driven clutch, and a little thing over here, and you gotta let the clutch out nice and slow to get the PTO going. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to it, but I don't really prefer it like that. I prefer the old school way. But anyway, I guess that's nitpicky again. Overall, this tractor is very nice. It's a nice tractor. You can nitpick about things all day long, about anything, but it's safe, fires up every time. It's very strongly built. I recommend it. It's a nice tractor, especially when you've been driving Molines your whole life. This thing's a Cadillac. Yo, look at it. Look at it. Yo, that's a nice looking tractor. That's all I gotta say. It's nice looking. It's beautiful. It's very nice. Very, very nice tractor. Very nice looking. Very, very nice. Don't you think? Hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you found it informative. Please like and subscribe. And I hope you join me again for the next.